Victor. I'm here with a new Ask Victor video. This is the show where I answer the questions of the viewers. Unfortunately, this month I only have one question that is from Eric Beer. But please, if you want this show to continue, leave your questions in the comments below and I will be very glad to answer them next month. Normally, I do this in the middle of the month 13, 14, 15, 16, depending how it's my time and what is my availability and also what is the other material I have for the channel. But around the middle of the month, I will answer the questions from the previous month. So now I answer the questions I have from the month of November. As I said, I only have one question, and is from Eric Beer as well, a channel that I recommend a lot. But it's quite a long question, so or a question that needs some elaboration. So I'm glad to answer this one. I hope I can help here, and yeah, let's go. So yeah, it's asking me what units would you suggest I take with my 36 noise marines. I'm thinking I want 2 units of 30 demonets, but then what? Which HQ and supporting units should I take? So if you want to play with noise marines and demonets today, I think the best or the most efficient way is to create 2 detachments at least, okay? And I will recommend in that case to create 2 battalion detachments. They will be quite easy to fill, and even you can think about a brigade for the Chaos Space Marines, okay? But at least I will go for a double battalion detachment. I will create 1 battalion detachment that is only uh, Slaneesh, demons of Slaneesh, okay? So where I will put at least 3 units of demonets. So you can put your two big units and then a small units of demonets, right? So 3 units of demonets, 2 of 30, and maybe 1 of 10. And this should be good, okay? So if we, and then as HQs for the demons, there is different options. I think one of the strongest assets from the chaos are still the demon princes. The demon princes with wings have a very good punch in close combat. They also are supporting your units. They can use magical spells, uh, and on top they are characters that cannot be targeted. So they are a very interesting choice. If you want something cheaper, you have the Heralds of Slanesh. They are quite cheap in points, they go to 60 points, and they will be mainly a supporter character with the spells. You can use them in close combat, but they are quite fragile, so quite easy to kill. So I don't recommend to expose them too much. I will recommend to use the Heralds just as supporting unit with the spells. 60 points if you want something cheap. A Demon Prince will go a little bit more expensive. I think it's 108. Let me check here. I'm checking with wings. Okay, I always recommend to put wings to this, and then you can choose if you want the Hellforge sword, the demonic axe, or the malefic talons. I think the malefic talons for me is one of the best choices you will have on the demon princes. And this will be all what I will put from demon side. Okay, uh, you can always put something very fast like the Seekers, or you can put even a Fin if you want. But remember, all Slanesh units are quite fragile and easy to kill. So you have to, they depend on the speed, on being in the right position, and assault. But here it depends. So none of these are really for me super strong. They also have the Exalted Seeker Chariot or the Seeker Chariot, but I will say, yeah, I'm not very fan. I will dedicate more points on the Chaos Space Marines today. Okay, and here let's go again to the HQs. I was playing a little bit with Battleforge. Okay, I will suggest, sorry, Battle Scribe. I will suggest that you have at least 1 Demon Prince as well. So I will go with double Demon Princess or even triple Demon Princess. To avoid the spam, double Demon Prince is okay. And then you can use, as I said, a Herald. If you like more, log the nice Keeper of Secrets, you can take the Keeper of Secrets for the demons instead of the Herald, but I think the Herald is a more efficient choice. Go back to the Chaos Space Marine. So as I said, I will take another Chaos Demon Prince, and then you can take a, a Lord Discordant on Hellstalker. This is quite a nice miniature. It's new, looks too mechanized maybe, uh, but it's a very nice supporting unit. I have some abilities that are quite interesting, and they are, and is also very strong in close combat. So the only have to be careful is that the Lord Discordant on Hellstacker, sorry, have 12 wounds, so can be target. Okay, it's quite resilient, 2 plus armor save, and I think it has 5 plus invulnerable save. Yes. In close combat can be very strong, have also some shooting. It's like having a character that is as well like a small vehicle or a strong hellblood, right? So it's not bad. Then you will have your noise marines. Uh, you can put them in units of 6 or in units of 12 as you wish. I will recommend you put in units of maybe at least leave a space in the troops to be able to put some cultists. Cultists are extremely cheap units that are ideal to hold objective. Okay, a unit of cultists is 50 points. You can take 2 of these units of 50 points to hold objectives. The option is to go for a big blob, but as you will have blobs of uh, demonettes, most likely you don't need this function with uh, the cultists. The other option is to use cheap cultists to put them in front of the demons to protect them from assault and then counter assault, depending what you have. So 2 units of 10 cultists can be interesting, or in default you go with a bigger unit of cultists, right? But I will group a little bit on bigger units the noise marines, so you can have a space for at least 1 or 2 units of cultists. They are very cheap, flexible, and they are objective holders if you play Maelstrom. So it's very interesting choice. Then the other unit that is that is quite strong now with the new rules are the Chaos Bikers. Okay, they can do a lot of shooting, especially with the new rules for bolters. So and they are fast and they help you to take objectives quite fast. So bikers are an interesting choice as well. And then from the heavy support, what is today very interesting but is very difficult to do are the Havocs with the new Reaper cannon. Okay, so they are very strong as well. As you have the Roller Discord, the other option is to use some of these mechanized demon creatures like the Mollerfen, Forgefin, Venom Crawler. Today I will say that maybe the Venom Crawler is the strongest of them, but having some of these creatures, if you like this type of creatures that are half demonic, half vehicle, they are also interesting and they synergize quite well with the Lord Discordant. Or you can take a second Lord Discordant. It's quite a strong unit. As you can see, you will have a good shooting with your Noise Marines, and then the Lord Discordants can go very fast into close combat and do a lot of damage. And I will say these are mainly maybe the units that I was checking, and they look most interesting to me. Yeah, the other units for me are not that. It's not. It's not that they are all other units, but I think the possess with the great possess can be also quite interesting combination. Obliterators are now very expensive. They have 4 wounds, but I think for 115 points that you pay for Obliterator, yeah, you have a Hellbrute almost. So I was thinking, yeah, Hellbrute, how much Hellbrute is? No, Hellbrute is even cheaper. It's 60 points, but you have to pay the equipment. You have to pay the weapons. So let's check here. Is 60 points. With Multi-Melta is 112 points, right? So it's costing the same as obliterator, and I think for this point it's better to have today a Hellblood. Okay, so obliterators for me are too expensive for what they give. Although you can teleport them, so the advantage of the obliterators is you can teleport them and put them in the place where you want to have a very good shooting, so you can put some damage there. The Morphine is not as strong as it used to be. Uh, yeah, it's all depends, but I will say the I will add bikes. The bikes today are quite strong. They are flexible and they give a very important shooting. So they will have 4 shots each of bolter, what is quite strong. And the Havocs with the new Reaper cannon, they are also quite strong. Now the Havocs they can move and shoot with the new rules. So this is shoot heavy weapons. I mean, without penalties, what is quite interesting. And yeah, and then as I said, as HQs, the ones that are no, and I like a lot Demon Princes. I think you already have one, so I will go for a double Demon Prince HQ at least. You will have there some interesting conversions to done for the second one, and they perform quite well on the battlefield. I recommend them with wings to have more movement, as they are units that they want to go into the assault, but on the same time, you can use the Demonets to protect the Demon Princes from being assaulted, so you can choose where you assault with them, and also that to avoid that they are shoot, because the Demonets can protect the Demon Princes. And then the last option that you can think about, but this will demand you a third detachment and a third codex, and maybe it's not what you're thinking, is to go for Imperial Knight. Okay, the Chaos Imperial Knights are as good as they are now on the loyal ones. They are quite strong, and you can go for a cheap one, for the close combat one that is cheap and quite strong, or you can go for something more expensive with shooting. So as well, all these choices depend on what is your what would you like to do. If you want, I think the better is to stay in these two codexes. So I will go for Demon Princes at this moment and bikes and maybe a unit of Havocs or 2 units of Havocs. Okay, and that's all. That's all what I will say. And then on bikes, yeah, I will say if you can put a big block of bikes, 6 bikes or 2 units of 6 bikes, this can be quite interesting. They are maybe the strongest units I have seen list that they are putting almost I think 3 units of 6 bikes or something like that. So yeah, this is my opinion. This is my recommendations. And as you can see, I will focus more now on the Chaos Space Marines than on the Chaos Demons. But to be fair, if you want, don't try to summon them. You cannot do one detachment with Demonettes and Noise Marines because you only have the Chaos keyword as together, so they are not Battleforge anymore for match play. Okay, so you have to do 2 detachments or then you have to keep the Demonettes in reserve and try to summon them, but then you will need some more magic, right? If you want to play with summoning the Demonettes, then you need to keep the points apart, and then I will recommend that you have the new guy, the Master of Possession, okay, that will help you to summon, okay. But then if you want to do in that direction, I will go for a brigade on the Chaos Space Marines. I think anyway it's more efficient to go with a double detachment to be able to deploy everything on the battlefield and not depending on the summoning of the Demonites. That's all for now. I hope you have liked this video. Yeah, these are all the questions. So please let me know if you have questions. Please leave them in the comments below. I will be very happy to answer them. And as I said, if you want this type of videos to keep going, yeah, I will need your questions. If not, I will stop this series and start new type of videos, or let's see what I do. Okay, I have a lot of videos and a lot of things that I can do, so you don't know it's. But I like this interaction. I like answer your questions. It's something that I always enjoyed. So this is why I like as well to do the Ask Victor videos. That's all for now. Please give a like if you have liked this video, share if you think other people can be interested, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.